And now we have Margie Hernandez, the SNAP Ed Program Assistant in Russell County, that's going to be sharing with us Easy Cheesy Eggplant.
That's right. Okay. For this recipe, we're going to be using 3 cups of eggplant that has been peeled and cut into small cubes. We need 2 medium-sized tomatoes that's been sliced, 1 large onion. We'll be using a 1/2 cup of butter that's been melted. We have a 1/2 cup of applesauce. We'll be using a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of dried basil, and a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. And for our topping, we'll be using a 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs, a cup of mozzarella cheese, and 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese. Before we start our recipe, I need to go ahead and add, I have 2 cups of chopped eggplant here, so I'm going to just want to show everyone. I know a lot of times people don't know what to do with the eggplant.
No.
You see it and you think, well, what am I going to do with this eggplant? And they don't eat it because I think they really haven't tried it and really don't know how to prepare it.
And it is one of the vegetables. Of course, you
It's
know,
unusual.
you and I are at our local farmers market a lot.
Weekly.
Weekly.
Yes.
And we see the reaction on people's faces whenever
Oh, I don't like eggplant.
when they see eggplant
Right.
on the tables when the producers have them there for sale. And then it's so funny because we can make a dish and give out samples,
And
then
completely
people
surprised.
and they surprise and then they love it. And then the producers sell out of eggplant.
That's right.
So that's one of the goals with what we're doing today is to try to
make it more
appealing and to show our viewers that you can really prepare a wonderful dish using eggplant.
And most of them are pleasantly surprised because
They
they really like it after they've tried it. But if you look at the eggplant, you can see they're nice and purple and pretty color. But the inside is what you the flesh, it has little tiny seeds, and you want to leave those in there. You don't have to remove them. All you want to do is, since it's a mature eggplant, you have to make sure to eat it, you need to peel it.
Yes.
If it was a small, like a small tender eggplant, like the Japanese eggplant, you don't have to peel those.
No.
You can chop those whole, just chop them up and use them, but if they're big like this, you have to peel them. Okay. So I have 2 cups of eggplant already prepared, so I'm going to cut 1 more. I just want to show everyone what it looks like on the inside. They're kind of like a spongy texture.
It is, and it absorbs the flavor of whatever you put with it.
Yes, because it doesn't have a very strong flavor.
No. And it will turn dark, but it's okay because with what we're doing today and the recipe that you're doing, it's going to be mixed in with several other ingredients and baked. It doesn't matter if the eggplant turns dark because the air will make it do that.
Like potatoes.
Like potatoes and a lot of other vegetables, but it's okay.
Okay.
It doesn't change the flavor.
Exactly. Once you have it in the dish, it doesn't really
it doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
And eggplant is so low in calories. There's 15 calories in a 1/2 cup of eggplant. So
and I think this recipe, there's
almost calorie free.
Exactly.
So depending on what you put with it,
will make it. Yeah, but this recipe is a really low calorie. I think it's like 120 calories for a 1/2 cup serving. So that's really good, especially if you're watching your waistline, and a lot of people are these days.
Or may have a special dietary need that you have to watch.
Exactly. So let's, if you will, Pam, go ahead and spray. We're going to spray our casserole dish with some non-stick cooking spray.
Okay, and I'm trying to spray it pretty good.
Okay, and what we're going to do, it's really easy. We're just going to layer the eggplant on the bottom. Kind of spread that out. And then we're going to put in our tomatoes on top. And I drained these tomatoes. I sliced them earlier and I drained the juice so it won't be so some of the liquid can drain off. It won't be too soupy.
You will have more liquid that will come out, but it is important to get
it will cause your casserole to be soupy if you don't.
Because it'll be too much liquid.
Exactly. Okay, and then put these on here, just layer them. And then we're going to put the onions right on top. And this uses 1 large onion. If you like less, I'm sure it would. You could add to taste if you like a little bit less. You could maybe even use more if you like. Whatever. Just basically lay that on there. Layer it over top. And the onions do cook up. They become real tender once it bakes, because it has to bake for a while.
Yes.
And then what we're going to do now, I'm going to take my my melted butter, and I'm going to add the applesauce to it. We're going to mix this together. Just going to mix that together, and I'm going to pour half of this over my vegetable mixture.
Okay.
So and that will keep it also from sticking to the bottom too. So basically just pour kind of half of this over top of it.
You know, a moment ago we were talking about eggplants and what you could do and how you can use them. I have tried a recipe where you actually grill slices of eggplant and you know, rub some olive oil on it and grill them, and that becomes like your meat patty, and you can make a sandwich with using like onions and tomatoes, and they're really good.
Like a vegetarian hamburger.
Yes, so there's a lot of ways you can actually use eggplant.
Now I'm going to sprinkle the salt on top of that, the garlic powder, and the basil.
And all of that's adding flavor.
Lots of flavor. Okay, and then what we're going to do, we're going to cover that now, and we're going to cover it, and we're going to bake it for 20 minutes at a 450-degree oven, and then we'll come back. Once that's done, we'll add our topping.
Okay.
Okay, now our eggplant has baked for 20 minutes. We're ready to go ahead and put the topping on. Finish it up. Good. You see the vegetables have kind of cooked down now. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and put on the breadcrumbs. I have a cup of breadcrumbs. Spread those over top. Smells good, doesn't it?
I smell the onions.
Yeah, I love onions. Okay, so I'm going to put all the breadcrumbs on there.
And that just adds a little crunch.
Oh, it does.
Add a little texture.
Yeah, and then we're going to kind of put on the shredded mozzarella cheese, and then the Parmesan cheese. Both of the cheeses on top here.
Can't go wrong with cheese.
Mm-hmm. And then the Parmesan cheese.
That smells good.
So, yeah. Okay, and then the rest of our the butter and the applesauce mixture will go on top, and then we will put this back in the oven, uncovered this time, and it will bake for 10 more minutes or until the cheese is melted.
And this recipe has a unique combination of ingredients, especially using the applesauce. But in many recipes, you can use applesauce, of course, in the place of oil, and you still turn out with a moist, good product, but it's a lot lower in fat. So this is kind of a unique combination of ingredients.
But very tasty. Okay, now that's ready to go back into the oven. And now we have one that I went ahead and prepared ahead of time to show. We'll show you that, and we'll taste it. Okay. Well, here's our finished product, and you can see it gets nice and brown on top.
And we're ready to
plate it up.
Plate it up.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's nice and golden brown. Those tomatoes adds a lot of color.
Yeah, okay, the eggplant kind of doesn't have a lot of color to it, but you can see that everything's kind of, once it's cooked, everything kind of
it's tender, nice
and
and tender.
Down.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I like it.
Mm-hmm. It's very good.
It's very good.
And this is something, if you have guests over that are visiting, especially if you have a vegetarian or vegan in your family or from friends, this would be a perfect dish for the summertime to use all those extra eggplant.
I know.
Okay.
Very good. So this is the, we finished up the easy cheesy eggplant casserole, and next we'll be looking at doing cantaloupe bread.
Great.
Using cantaloupe. So we'll look at that next.
Looking forward to tasting that.